So today we have some pretty insane news from the Greenville owner himself, and this is some pretty unprecedented stuff right here. And a lot of people might argue that these are going to be bad changes, but in the long run they'll actually be very good for the most part. But before we do get into today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we are on the road to 23.5k subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. I do apologize for the lack of uploads recently. I have had quite a lot of exams to go through, so now that I am done with them for the most part, hopefully uploads will go back to normal again. Yeah, and also for those of you guys who would like to join my Discord server, make sure to do that in the description below for those of you guys who would like to stay up to date with all of my future content and all of Greenville and Southwest Florida's update information. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Alright, so in the news channel of the Greenville Discord server, if we scroll right to the bottom down here, Hunter posted the following and said, "Hello all, just wanted to make a quick announcement regarding some things that will be changing in the game during the next week or so. We are becoming more brand friendly for preparation of future partnership opportunities, and we'll be making some changes to the game due to this. So if you do see anything that changes dramatically in game, that would be the case on why. Stay tuned for more information regarding it all, as we will keep you all updated." So this may seem like a pretty weird statement at first, but I'm just going to break it down pretty simply for everyone who may not fully understand it. But for most people, I think it is pretty clear on what it is. So essentially what Hunter actually means by future partnership opportunities for the most part is to do with brands. So for those of you guys who recall, if I actually go in the dealership right here, not too long ago Greenville did a partnership with the well-known car brand Renault, where they actually added a fully detailed Renault vehicle into the game for a partnership that they did with them. Now this partnership did recently end, so you can't obtain a Renault vehicle anymore, but that was essentially like the first glimpse of a partnership that we got in Greenville in regards to car brands. And the reason why Greenville didn't have to change anything in game when they added in that Renault was because it was simply just a short-term partnership. So it's not like Renaults are forever available in Greenville. I mean, you can't obtain them anymore at least. But when it comes to Greenville saying that they want to be more brand friendly for preparation of future partnership opportunities, that's essentially because that at the moment at least they are likely looking at different car brands that they could actually license. And if they license these brands, that means that they will actually stay in game for as long as Greenville keeps relicensing them for. Unlike Renault, which was once again simply just a partnership. And I know that Hunter did state that they are future partnership opportunities, which a lot of people think is similar to Renault, which it could definitely be. But this also applies to actually licensing vehicles. Now obviously licensing vehicles normally is extremely expensive, but thankfully there are car brands out there that are relatively on the cheap side for licensing and are pretty easily obtainable for games like Greenville. And I have even been told this myself, so it's not just me saying it for the sake of it. And the reason why, once again, they need to be more brand friendly now is because that if you notice almost any game that has licensed vehicles, you know, majority of them or pretty much none of them will have things like guns and whatnot, apart from very like special exemptions. So if Greenville is to actually add in licensed vehicles, they will have to remove stuff like guns and replace them for other things, which for a lot of people might be a huge downside. However, if it means that we can get real cars back in whatever way, shape or form, I personally don't really mind, obviously, though everyone will have a different take on this. And obviously, since Greenville is a car game, the only types of partnerships that will actually need them to become more brand friendly is car related ones. So, and I mean, even other stuff outside of just like guns and whatnot will likely be changed as well. I can't exactly pinpoint off the top of my head, but you guys probably get the idea. And this is simply just because, you know, car brands don't really want to have their brands showcased in a negative light, which is also the exact reason why games like GTA don't have licensed vehicles, because even though they could definitely afford to license vehicles, they simply just don't or can't because of the nature of the game, obviously. And that's essentially what Greenville is going to have to change with as well. So essentially Greenville's going to have to become sort of more kid friendly in a sense. Now I know that Hunter did say that there could be dramatic changes, but personally I don't really think this will entirely be the case. I think by dramatic changes he probably means stuff like removing guns and swapping them out for other things, but I think that'll probably be as far as it gets from my guess at least. All in all though, this is actually a very good thing, since it does give us at least a bit of confirmation that Hunter is pretty much on the lookout for car brands to put in Greenville, which is awesome news since not everyone is a fan of these fictional vehicles, understandably. I'd say that majority of Greenville players are, but it would still definitely be nice to have these real cars back in game again. Now as I said earlier though, these brands that hopefully we do eventually get will not be anything outrageously crazy. Like probably don't expect to get brands like BMW and stuff back in the game, as you know, brands like those that are a lot more mainstream are super expensive to license. But for other smaller brands, you know, the chances are a lot higher because obviously since they're not as mainstream, they don't charge anywhere near as much to have their vehicles licensed. And plus a lot of bigger brands don't really care about the extra advertising that games can give them, whereas smaller brands might. Now I know that it is pretty early in the update cycle right now, but we may as well go through some planned features and leaks, or at least what we have so far. Starting off here, Twister's RAM is actually planned to come to the game, obviously probably a fictional version of it, which is super sick. Having something like this would be absolutely awesome, especially with that trailer on the back. Also, Doggone does plan to fictionalize the 2019 Falcon Advance, which yeah, basing on this image alone, this thing looks extraordinary nearly updated, so hopefully we do get that sometime soon. Obviously, Dogon did say right here I plan to fictionalize it, which is good. Also, the 2015 Tacoma and 2017 Raptors are planned, which will be awesome to have in the game. I'm loving these fictional pickup trucks. They all look very, very awesome, and hopefully we get these soon as well. Also, apparently, Smears actually has plans for you to reorganize your garage to the way you like it. For example, you can put your 2 favorite cars at the top of the list, which would be really, really cool to see because, you know, usually there is only like a specific amount of cars that I actually use, so having like a sort of favorite system would be good so that I can just easily access them. And also, you can see that the 2015 is above the 2017, therefore there is some sort of organization tool coming, which yeah, is very interesting to say the least. And lastly, here for the planned features, Dogon is planning a EK9 Civic after the 4Runner, which as you guys can see right here, he said, I'm doing the sedan, wagon, and the coupe. When someone asked, wait, why is it just the hatch and not the sedan plus coupe? And then he also said, after the 4Runner, I'm doing an EK9 Civic, which is so cool, man. Also, this leak right here is actually in regard to a real life car that is currently in game, as apparently Dogon is actually working on updating the lighting for the Nissan Frontier. Honestly, huge respect to Dogon for actually updating these like real cars, because although obviously they won't ever be able to be added again, I definitely appreciate that he's actually like keeping them more or less up to date, or at least as up to date as he can, because you know he definitely doesn't have to do that, especially since brands like Nissan are still at risk of being removed. And then on Ivy's Instagram, she posted what tail light style would fit the Santa Fe better, trying to see your opinion. So we have style 1 here, style 2, and style 3, and they are totally different styles to each other. I honestly wonder which one will win. And then Ivy posted this on her Instagram as well. This actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. I dig this heavily. Can't wait for this to come to the game, hopefully next update. And Vincent posted this, once again, more pictures of this new vehicle. Looks very futuristic. I actually don't know what this thing is based off of, but I mean, it looks super sick in my opinion. I cannot wait. And then here are some like in-game pictures of it. That lighting is crazy, man. That is so sick. And then here's from the rear end as well. Oh yeah, dude, that is awesome. Here are some higher quality images right here. So much detail on this thing, man. They even got like a GoPro, I think. That's awesome. Definitely something that we haven't had on a car before, I don't think. Then Dogon posted this 4Runner and member hangout, and that is some crazy detail. And another picture of it right here. Sadly, this one doesn't seem to have finished headlights, unfortunately, but man, that is some crazy detail, especially on that grill, dude. Pretty awesome stuff, I cannot lie. Anyways, though, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Once again, if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we are on the road to 23.5k subscribers, so it would be greatly appreciated. And also, for those of you guys who would like to join my Discord server, that is in the description below, for those of you guys who would like to stay up to date with all of my future content and all of Greenville and Southwest Florida's update information. But yeah, anyways, let me know what your guys' theory on all of this is in the comments below. Like a lot of other people have been saying though, I'm pretty sure this would be in regards to car brands, especially from what I've been told myself. It sort of all checks out in my opinion, and it's all in all very exciting stuff. Obviously, this doesn't mean that we will get real car brands within, you know, the next few updates even. It could still be quite a long time before we do, but at least we know that it is somewhat planned at this stage, which is definitely good to see. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.